What we have in here in front of us is a commercial dishwasher. The symptoms we have in with this dishwasher is basically it drains, the unit drain, but the unit will not spray water. So let me give you a little bit of definition to show you how it drains. And when you set it up to wash, as far as it's supposed to spray water, all you hear is a humming sound. It sounds like the motor is on, which is the humming sound is the motor is working, but water is not coming out. So the first thing we're gonna do is drain it. We're gonna turn it on. It's already plugged in. Now the reason why I have it still plugged in and my water still is on, the reason why I have it plugged in is because I'm about to drain the water first before I start taking it apart and doing anything. So other than that, the first thing you should do before you start working on any electrical appliances is to disconnect the appliance. So we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. Now you see it spraying and it stopped. So for draining, we're gonna go ahead and press that. Now it's draining water. It's a little bit of water. It ain't have that much. Is on cleaning. We don't want it to be clean. So we're gonna press that. Now you hear the humming sound. We don't want to go too high because there's nothing. We don't want to go too high because we do not want to mess up the motor. If no water coming through the motor, you might burn the motor out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take it apart and go ahead and find out what's going on with the motor. Whether it's dirt or piece of glass or something that's causing the motor not to do what it's supposed to do. So now, of course, after we decide to basically go ahead and take the machine apart, the first thing we go ahead and do is to unplug it. We go ahead and plug it, and then we turn the water off. So these are the main thing you do: unplug it and turn the water off before you start working and taking it apart. For safety precaution, that's the first thing you do. Now to drain all the waters out, the best way to do it after you unplug it is to take this out and you're gonna remove this. You just pull it. Don't wriggle it, just pull it. Then this right here, you just as I was saying, you kind of twist this a little bit, and just twist it back and forth very gently, and you'll be able to take that out. That's where you drain your water drain at. So sometimes you will find particles, glass, dirt through that drain if your equipment would not drain. So this is the first location you would look for anything that might stop the water from draining. So once you finish that, now you're gonna have to find a way to go ahead and because you're gonna have to tilt the machine. Don't tilt it backwards, because if you do that, this cord, you don't want to damage. These are the soap solutions line. You don't want to damage them, because you got the power cord, you got the drain, water drain, and plus the water line. You don't want to damage that, so do not tilt it this way. You're gonna have to tilt it from the side, either this side or the back side, or the other side, or the front side. But don't tilt it from the other side, because the reason why we want to tilt it either side is because we want to get access underneath, so we can get a good way to take the motor out. One of the main reasons why that I was showing you how to take this thing out, I put it back in just to show you the main purpose why you need to take this out, is because once you have this in, the water level of this thing seal is basically has a seal right there at the bottom. Okay, then the drain is sealed. The drain, once you push it and click, it's sealed there. So the water level had to reach up here in order for the machine to drain. So if you don't take that off, you still have a water level about this high that will not drain. Okay, so to drain it, you're gonna have to take that off. Once you take that off, then the water level, like I'm saying, will drop as this thing is draining, because it's draining all the way down. But if you don't take that off, your water level would have to be up here. It'll have to surpass that or up here in order to drain. See, that's where the water level is, so it can drain. So once you take that off, you can drain it all the way down. So that was the main purpose, the main reason why I was showing this in the beginning. Now we're gonna go ahead and take these out. All you do is you just unscrew them. That part right there, you just unscrew that. And that come out, and you put that on the side. Then as far as this right here, lift that up a little bit, and that come out. A lot of time, if there's not spring, you see the little holes right there? Might be part inside of them. You'll be surprised. Glass is all kind of crap, dirt. So you can go ahead and clean those. So I already cleaned those. Look clean. Then as far as this, do the same thing. Take the other side off, and you can go ahead and just move that. And as far as this, you can just take that off, and you can unscrew that, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it just like that. And for the top is the same way. Same way you take the bottom off, same way you undo the top. Of course, to get access to the panels, you're gonna have to take the tap off, the top cover off. So once you take the top cover off, then you'll be able to get access. Take the sides off. And this one too, you're gonna have to take that bottom cover off. There's two screws, one here and one there. So once you go ahead, you take the two screws that holding the top cover, one here and one over here. Once you take that off, then what you have to do is push from to the back, and you lift the pusher up, because what you're looking at is there's this little groove right here that once you feel it is off. See that little thing? It's right in there. Then you do the same thing with over here. This whole thing come off. And you just place it on the side. Then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 screws. Because all the screws is basically holding the sides, both sides as far as the panels and plus the back. So we're gonna go ahead and strip that down. So now all you have to do is just go ahead, because you got all the screws out, slowly. This is all your connection. You don't touch them. Do not touch anything over here. Do not. Okay, so you took 1, 2, 3, 4 screws on this side and the same amount of screws on the other side to get this panel off. And then the top basically just comes off just like so. So now you on the top and you pretty much can see everything from the top. You don't want to do anything here because your problem is not here. Alright, so what you're trying to get is basically the panels off. So to get this out of the way all the way, there's a couple screws right in the back. So we're gonna go ahead and take the screws off. It's about 3 of them, just to get this out of the way. But we're not gonna unplug anything here. We're just gonna take the screws off so we can have more access as far as when we wanna move around or maneuver, kind of like maneuver these around. So okay, we went ahead and we took the side panel off. Okay, there's only 3 screws that was holding the side panel at the bottom. 1 here, 1 in the center, and 1 over here. To release the side panel from on top, there's little hooks right here. That's basically just with the other side. To be able to release that hooks, there's 2 screws right here. I need to get a flashlight so I can show you a little bit better. There's 1 here, you're looking at that hole, and 1 over here. So I just took him off. So you need to take those screws off. Okay, so basically when you close the door closed, and you open the door, and the screws are right here underneath there. So basically 1 here and the other one is over here. Take these off, 2 screws off, and then you'll be able to pry this gently, and then take the hooks out of there, and the door, the side panel will come off, and you place it inside, and you will do the same thing with the other side. Without taking the screws off, you won't be able to take the side panel off, or you'll damage the side panel. The bottom, the same way. I mean, not the same way, but you get the idea. It's basically 2 screws was actually holding the bottom. 1 here, and the other one came from here. So once you line up the groove from here, when you replacing it, as far as put everything back together, you line up that groove. It needs to sit right there from that little edges. That little edge right there. That groove needs to sit up right on it. Alright? Then you go ahead and put your screws and take it back out. This same way. And then we're gonna go ahead and take these out. These are loose. We're gonna go ahead and take that out, and after that we're gonna take the other side panel off because we already got the back. Alright, so what we had to do, we remove our lines because we're gonna go ahead and take that motor out. And before we remove our line, we basically take pictures and make sure. Sorry about that. This is our line. This is all these 4 of them. They were just connected over here. It's all 4 of these lines, so they were just connected over here. So we marked them first. You see the little red marker. So we went ahead and marked them, and we took pictures. So we want to make sure when it's time to put everything back together, so we're not scratching our head and how everything's supposed to go. So we took pictures and make sure. Put this line somewhere here. So the main thing I'm trying to say here is we unloose these and that. It's 2 of them. Because we're trying to disconnect that brace right here, because you got the motor and you got the drain pipe, which is a big thing right here. So we loose that up, that ring right here, both rings, so we can actually undo that part so we can separate the motor. To replace the motor, okay, it's very simple. This is the screw that came from this side right here. Once you take that screws off, there's a little washer from the back. The screw will go just like that. Alright, just like so. And the little washer will go from the back. So you're gonna take that off. Once you take that off, this whole thing is loose. So what's holding it from the back is basically, you're gonna have to make sure you have it from here. You have this thing right here from here, so you can pull it out. So let me show you what it looks like from the back. So pretty much this is what holding the motor from the other side, which is this thing right here. If you follow my screwdriver, you see how this thing is actually holding the motor, because the other side of that hooks went inside this thing. And if you tip the whole equipment, as far as the dishwasher, and look at the bottom, you will see this the end of that actually showing from the bottom of the dishwasher. So if I shake the motor, anyway, so you see exactly where I'm coming from with that. That's it right there. See how this end right there goes right to that groove? I just want to show you the first thing we notice as we're taking we disconnect the motor with the booth. We notice there's a spoon inside. Okay, there is a spoon inside the impeller, or however you want to call it, the pump itself. Sorry about that. So we trying to take the spoon out. We try and take the spoon out. So we're gonna go ahead trying to take that spoon out. We basically gonna have to remove the whole motor out to be able to take that spoon out. So this is the one of the thing that could happen to your dishwasher. I'm not saying that maybe that's a problem, but hey, if it is a problem, then that's ahead of the problem. In the process of trying to remove the pump, we realized there was something that was holding the pump, but we couldn't tell until we look at up here, right here. There's another pipe that's actually hooked up to the pump, and in order to get that, to undo that pipe, we had to remove the front cover that we mentioned before that we didn't have anything to do with it. So we removed the front cover. You're basically looking at the front of the unit at the bottom. So when you remove the front cover and you look at it all the way straight, you look at all the way straight, and you're gonna see that right over here where my finger is 2 screws. So we're gonna have to remove these 2 screws to be able to loosen the top part that's actually holding there. I have a long screwdriver. So you're gonna need a long screwdriver just like that. Maybe something a little bit longer to be able to fish that in there. See if I can show you from the other side when I'm doing it. So this is where I'm at right here. So to be able to undo this, loosen it up. So I got one, the other one is basically hiding. It's basically hiding straight behind this thing. So this is the first one right here, and the other one is behind it. So once I get that, I loosen that up, the other one up, then the whole motor should come out. So if it's not one thing, it's always another. So the other problem we just figured out is this thing right here. So we went ahead and unloosed the pipe, the water pipe that's connected right there above, right here. You can see it right here. We loosed that up. Then came to find out that this water drain is in the way. So if we knew, what we should have done is unloose. That's the stripe for the water drain. So we went ahead and do that. And if we had done that first, if we had figured out first, that would have make our problem a little bit easier, and for me to be able to show you a little bit better. So we got that loose. Hopefully that's enough to give us enough space to pull the motor out. The motor is actually away from that pipe, which is right here. As you can see, my finger, it disconnected. These are the two rings that I had to take loose to take the motor away from the pipe. So now do we have enough to pull that motor out without damaging that pipe? Because that pipe right here it's still hooked up to something, but we're gonna find out where that pipe hooked up at. As you can see, it got something else, which is right here, another water line. So we're gonna see where that water line hooked up, so we don't damage anything. So I believe that pipe we were concerning about earlier. Alright, where's my flashlight? Let me go ahead and get my flashlight real quick. It's on the other side. So anyway, this is a pipe. This is where the pipe comes from the back. So we had to walk from the front of the unit. That's the line that basically for the drain line that we're trying to loose. To do that, this little lock right here, I don't know how to undo that, but I figured out. So that's the line. You just undo that little lock. I didn't undo it, so what happened is I unscrewed that. This whole thing come out, and then it loosed the line out. I'm gonna find a way to use another strap just like this, a metal strap, or if I can find out how to undo this, I'll go ahead and do that. If not, like I said, I'll use something just like that just to fix that up. But this is your line right here. To prove it to you, we're gonna come right back down here, and we're gonna hold on to our line, and we're gonna push the line out. And this is our line. This is the line that we're trying to get for all this time, and this is where it's supposed to come out of that. This is the whole line that we spent almost 40 minutes to try and find out, because it was zigzag everywhere. So you make mistakes and you learn from it. So now this whole thing should come out just like so. And this is your pump. And basically this is the where the top pump, the top line, which is right here. Then I talked about two of these. I had to loose that up, and it was just hooked up. See if I can get the line on the lights. Right here on top of here. So we're gonna make sure there's nothing in here. Back up a little bit. So Now we got the pump out. See, we still got the spoon in there. Now, trying to find a way to take the spoon out. But this is the heck that it take to basically take that pump out. And who knows, that's probably the reason why the pump could not suck in the water, so we did not have, as far as the machine could not spray water when it comes to the cycle. And that's probably our problem right there. But we're gonna continue to do a little cleanup and make sure this is not just the only problem. And of course, to put everything back, you're just gonna have to do the reverse. Everything that you took out, you're gonna have to do in reverse. So anyway, we realized the best way to take that spoon out. There you go. We got the spoon out we took majority of the screws off. We left only this screw right here. So we're gonna take the top off and see what kind of damage we have inside the pump. So this is the spoon that came out the pump. So we got the spoon out. We're gonna take that screws off and remove the top cover and see what kind of damage we have. So basically, after we remove the pump cover, looking at the damage, it's not that much, and the pump, as far as the I don't know if that's a proper way, but as far as the pump blade itself is still spinning free. So we have a little scratching. If you look at deep inside, you see how the spoon was just going around the thread, but not just, I mean, yeah, damaged the thread a little bit, but there's no thread here, by the way, but it just damaged it a little bit. If you can see it, and the gasket look like it's still good, so it ain't caused that much damage. But I believe that was our problem, why our pump could not suck water to basically spray inside the machine. So I believe we're gonna go ahead and see if anything else we could do, and then clean everything up, make sure that this is the only problem. So when you're putting everything back together as far as the pump, make sure you clean around it real good, and your ring only goes only one way. So if you're trying to put it the other way, it won't fit. So that would tell you that, you know, you put it the wrong way. And you clean your top cover real good, and you go ahead and put everything just the way it's supposed to be. And again, it can only go one way, so you can't mess that up. So when it's time for you to put your screws, so remember, don't do them in sequence like 1, 2, 3, 3. Just do them like I'm saying, zigzag. If you put one here, put the other one here, between here and there. And then if you put the other one here, one there, and then the other one goes here, and you put the other one here. Don't put them in sequence 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then tie them down, because otherwise you will definitely have a leak or damage the pump. So do them 1, 2, 3, 4, and so and so. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now, of course, we're done assemble the pump. The problem we found is this pipe right here. There's glass and bunch of debris inside this pipe right here we're looking at. So I don't know if you can see it. Here we go. Glass and bunch of debris. So what you're looking at right here, that's the chopper motor. That's the thing that's actually circulate the water, spray the water, should I say, inside the dishwasher. So we're gonna have to make sure that we take that out and we clean it so we don't have the same problem. So not only we found a spoon inside the pump, the water pump, but we got dirt in here too. So the water pump mounts side by side with the chopper motor. So if we step back a little bit, we come around and we look at the unit from the back. This is basically what we see. This is the chopper motor, and this is the little hot water heater that's basically heat up the water. And your chopper motor actually hook up to, this is a line. So what I'm gonna do, undo that line right there and find a way to take that out. I gotta undo this line, undo that line, and there's probably some other connection that I have to undo, but either way I have to find a way to take that out and make sure there's nothing in there besides what I just saw. And if there's anything else in there, I have to make sure I clean it. Hopefully the pump itself is not damaged. But anyway, I gotta make sure that everything that's inside of it and that's supposed to be inside, as far as dirt, glass, or what else. I mean, there's so many possible other things that could be in there. Before we decided to put everything back together, we're gonna have to make sure that we make sure everything's clean. So here's what we're saying. We undo that line right there, and we undo that line. That's the line that actually goes up, and it comes attached to that. That's the top spray line, and I believe this is a hot water, and this is a cold water, and this is where they basically mix together. You got the cold water line and the hot water. Come from the hot water tank, spray here, while the cold water is spraying and mix together. So we're gonna take these two bolts off that's holding the chopper motor, and then we're gonna, hopefully there's nothing else that's holding it, so we can just go ahead and take that out. Once again, all you have to do is undo that straps, undo the top one, the bottom one, top one, and take these little two trying to get a better view here. And take these two screws off, and the whole assembly of chopper motor should actually come out. Then after that, we're gonna examine the chopper motor and make sure there's nothing else that's plugged in there. One thing I'm gonna have to say, once you undo that line, it doesn't matter if you drain the dishwasher before, you're gonna have the remaining of water from the tank. There's gonna be a lot of water that's gonna come out here, so be prepared. It doesn't matter if you drain the tank, so you're gonna have water from here. As far as the reservoir right here, doesn't matter if you drain it, you're gonna have water from the tank. Once you undo that line right there, doesn't matter which one you undo, water gonna pour out. Like, you're gonna feel like a pipe didn't bust out. So just a reminder. I got the top one, so now it's just the bottom one. I think I just loosen it up. So I got the bottom one. So now the whole motor assembly should just come out. So we're gonna go ahead and examine that. See if there's any connection that's holding it. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and do our connection so we can take the whole thing out and examine it. So we were able to pull the chopper motor out just like that. So, and the only connection we had, we didn't have to do any undo any connection. That's the only thing we have, and the wire is long enough, so it'll give us a good length, so we didn't have to undo it. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna examine it by taking the top cover motor pump out. We're not gonna deal with the motor. We're just gonna take the top cover pump off and examine the inside and make sure everything's right. And as far as here, says we're gonna go ahead and undo that line. Taking that off, it's already off. It's already loose, so we're just gonna head undo that and make sure we can clean inside that debris that we talked about earlier. Just make sure we can clean that out real good, and I believe we should be good. And put everything back together the same way you took everything out, just the reverse part. So we went ahead and, of course, unplugged that line. But now, what we have to do is this line right here. Okay, all the debris that we done cleaned from the inside drop down on this line. Okay, so we're gonna have to loose that strap so we can undo that line right there, because that line goes all the way from the back. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, but to get that, we're gonna have to get it from the front. So we're gonna use our long screwdriver to undo this. So we got it loose. So we're gonna try to play with that until we can actually get it out, so we can clean the line. So here we are. We were able to undo the line. It was right here. So now we're gonna go ahead and clean that line. Make sure there's nothing clogged. the dirt inside the line. See, this doesn't look that bad, but we're gonna make sure that this line right there is clean and the dirt doesn't trap inside there. So when you're basically looking at from here, this is the line right here. So if we pull that, that's where the line run. And of course it goes right on top of here. So when we blow through that line, if there was anything, it would have come out here, or so we're gonna do it again, and you're gonna look at that line right there. I can feel my own breath from here. So therefore this line right there is actually clean. There's nothing that's blocking this line, so we're good. We do notice down here there's some dirt down there in the line. So don't know if you can see that, but we notice there's some dirt down there in the line, so we're gonna go ahead and clean that up. You might be able to see it a little better because we put the flashlight right there at the bottom of the machine. So you can see the bottom. So we got some dirt at the bottom, so we're gonna go ahead and clean that up with a long screwdriver, just to make sure that the line was actually clear, nothing actually blocking the line as far as the pipe. So I use the same detergent soap line, and then use it to fish through that, and it come out here. So that tells me that whatever that was in that pipe is clear now. So basically we have a little bit of cleaning to do. We're gonna take that metal plate off because we have some particles as far as glass and dirt that between this compartment right here. So we need to take that little thing off, this thing right here. So we're gonna go ahead and take that off with this. So this is anyway. So we're gonna go ahead and remove that and remove the plate, so we can go ahead and clean that from the inside. So here we go. We remove the that little ring right here that will secure the plate, which is here. So now we're gonna go ahead and clean down there. There's glass, particles, debris. You can't see it. So basically, to get the glass and whatever dirt that was between this right here, go all the way down. So it was very uncomfortable. So I had to use this long flat screwdriver and kind of break the glass, piece of glass. And then after that, I went ahead and poured water and make everything come out from down here. So this is a piece of glass and stuff. Same right there. Everything drain out from here. So now we can tell everything is clean. So we're done with that job. So as far as cleaning everything, and we're gonna go ahead and put everything back just the same way we found them. We can go ahead and put that bad boys back just like that, and put the put this just like that. Then we'll be done with that. So everything, the only thing I have to do basically, I have not get to it, is the chopper motor. I take these off. In fact, let me go ahead and do that as we speak. So basically, this is how the screws, that some of the screws are long. You only have 2 long screws, and the rest of them are the same length. And you got the little washer in the back, just like so. So for instance, if I'm taking this one out, you're gonna see it. So I might have to hold the back washer so I'll be able to take it out. So I only have about 2 more to go, and I can take the top cover off. So what you have here, this is the ring. This is the inside, so we have no debris or whatsoever. But always make sure this thing right here and nothing. It look clean, no dirt. So we make sure the ring itself is clean. So we're gonna go ahead and clean the ring and clean the outside and clean this little bad boys, and nothing's wrong with it. Everything's good. And then put everything back together. So we know our main problem issue was basically the spoon that we found. Again, we went ahead and cleaned the surface of the pump itself real nice, as far as the chopper pump. So we put that at the top. It can only go one way. You can't mess it up. So we're gonna go ahead and put the screws the way they're supposed to be. Once again, if you start here, put your other screws here, and put your 3rd here and your 4th here. Don't go like this. Alright, just if you start here, or you start here, if you start here, put the other one here. Do it across. So we went ahead, put everything back together. Now this is your pump, and we hooked up the ratchet, and we got that all lined up. So this one is good. We'll make sure that we got our water line hooked up. We got that hooked up. So as far as the back, our chopper motor is good to go. And of course, don't forget about this line right there. So we take this out away from it. So that's hooked up, that line right there. And our next line we just hooked up is this line right there. So that's our main water line. So we went ahead and hooked that up. And please remember that we had to take that secure pin right there. So we went ahead and put that in. So next next thing we're gonna put in here, we're just gonna slide that in. And of course, we're just gonna put that in. Just a little twist. And of course, the next thing that's going there is this thing right here. So we just push it down and until it's snug in, just like so. And this thing that's going is this bad boy's right here. Just line it up, just like so. And the next one is this one right here. And make sure when you're placing this one, you make sure that little pebble thing right here, what I'm touching, goes right here. Because the reason being is because of that thing right here. So if you press it on the other side, it won't sit right. So as I'm gonna tell you, flip it the other way. Just like so. And of course, the next thing that's going is the other side. Just like so. And the other, put this one in. Just like so. And you're turning it so you want it to turn freely, so you don't, it's not hitting anything. So if it's hitting anything, so therefore you're gonna have to undo everything and do it the right way. You want it to spin freely, just like so. And the last thing that goes in is this thing right here, and that thing you screw it down, just like so. You don't need to use tools for that, so I just tie it by hand, and just like so. If you're hearing any grinding or anything hitting, so therefore something is wrong. And if you would undo the top you want to do it just like you undo the bottom, and put it back together just like so. Make sure it's tight. So alright, so now it's time to put the water pump in. So what we're trying to do, you see that little groove right there? You see this thing right here? So we're gonna make sure that this goes straight in here before we have to mount that. And then we have one bolt that's basically, it's gonna be right here. So we're gonna mount the water pump before we even hooked up our water line, because we got this water line to hook up and that water line. We got 3 water lines, as a matter of fact. This one right here, we got this one, we got that one, and we got this one above. We got hooked up all 3 water lines. So we're gonna go ahead and mount the pump. One thing I forgot to mention, make sure you place that bushing before you put that in, because I went ahead and put the water pump in, but I didn't tie it up, I didn't hook it up and anything, but I noticed I forgot the bushing. So I went ahead and take it out and put the bushing back on. And you can put it without this, but the main thing, you gotta put the bushing, and you can go ahead and tie this side on, because it's gonna help you. But don't forget to do that, because if you go ahead and hook it up, you're gonna have to take it back out in order to put that. So we got the pump in. We basically We got our water line hooked up from here. And we got our screws. And we got our connection done. And we have our pipe. Give you a better picture. Which is this pipe right here. That's pipe coming from the water pump. We got it secure. That's done. So as far as for the water pump is secure. So what we're gonna do right now is run this line, and we're gonna run this line, and this part right here gonna go here. That's for the drain line. It's gonna go right there, and then this piece right here gonna fish underneath, and it's gonna come out from the back, and it's gonna hook up right here. So we pretty much have everything hooked up. So now the only thing we have to do is hook up these lines one by one, and we got the line that we mentioned earlier hooked up, which we will say this line right here. That's the water line, part of the drain line. Then we mentioned about this pipe. Okay, so we run it through there, and that's the same pipe. If we back up a little bit, and we talked about here earlier. So basically at this point, what we're trying to look for is any mistakes as far as any error, as far as any pipe that we're missing. We're taking a good look and making sure that we're not missing anything before we turn it on. So any connection, anything that we might have disconnect, so we want to make sure that everything is back together. Now we're gonna take a look at the back. So everything looks tight. Everything looks okay. So now we're gonna look at the inside. We had to drop this. This is basically your main board as far as I guess power board. So this basically goes like this. So in order to see through here, we had to take this off. Just two little washers or screws, one right here and one over there. Take that off, and the whole thing will drop down, just like so. So now we're gonna take a look at the inside. Everything is intact, so nothing to worry about. So at this point, just gonna close it. And we're just gonna go. At this point, we're gonna hook up our water line and then power it on. Take it from there. So at this point, we have our water line hooked up. So not even plugging the power yet. So we're gonna just go ahead and turn the water on, and our pressure just pressure wise up to 60 psi. So at this point, if there's any leaks, we should be able to see something. So we're good at this point. So now we're just gonna go ahead and plug it in. So we went ahead and plugged it in. As you can see, our water line is on power. So now this is the moment of truth. So this is our power. Turn it on. We can hear water is filling up. At this point, we are looking for any leaks. That's our biggest concern. Now the machine is filling up. Of course, we don't have any water coming from the drain. This is the main drain for the machine, so far we're doing good. Let's take a look at the back. So our water stop is gonna take a while. To fill it up. So this is a test. This is the main test. At this point, we're just waiting it's not in a cycle of spraying yet, so now it's basically filling the machine with whatever the amount of water that it's supposed to take. It takes a while. So we're gonna go ahead and pause that video. So now you can hear how the water is basically spraying. It went to about 5 cycles. You can feel the hot water right here. That's where the water shoot at and spray. It went to 5 cycles as far as filling up the tank, because anytime you empty that tank and you empty the water reservoir, it takes a long time. I would say about between 20 minutes to half an hour for the water cycle as far as fill up the whole system with water. Every cycle it stops for a couple minutes and then it will start. So once again, we have no leaks whatsoever. And that's basically the machine and this is what you're getting as far as and you can see the steam rising up. So that tells you jobs well done. It's spraying just what it's supposed to do. So we're gonna go ahead and close the door. And here we go. Here we go. So as far as that point, our job is complete. So of course, when your dishes finish washing and you get this that says end of the process, and at this time there you go. Alright, we good. This is all together.